Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are doing a very important video. Today we will be covering the Charlottesville Fashion Square Mall. Charlottesville Fashion Square Mall is one of the original venues for Chris's Love Quest exploits. Like all of his attraction locations, it hasn't done much for him, as his behavior has led to several run-ins with management and security personnel, ultimately resulting in a ban from the mall. Owing to the mall's popularity with Chris as a social and attraction location, it has since become the place of hollow ground among trolls, weens, and Christorians alike. And we can see by these photos that that's an outside view of the mall if you were actually driving up to it, a front view of the mall, what some of the stores look like on the inside, and the top of the mall from the inside. It actually looks pretty good if I'm being honest myself. Chris and Fashion Square. It was in this mall where Chris met Anna and the tale of the crazy pacer got its start. It was also where he had his heart smashed down to 15% by Hannah, and presumably where he, companioned by his father, went on his date with Emily, who was later rescued by the man in the pickle suit. It's safe to say that at one point, a large portion of Chris's time spent outside of the house was at the mall, which is kind of sad, and I know a lot of people who actually do live their life like that. Due to the numerous misadventures he has had there, this place holds a significant role in Christory, and has since become something of a pilgrimage location for the quick community at large. Be sure to say hi to the manager should you ever visit. And it actually looks pretty good. If I ever go down to Virginia, I definitely will go to that mall. I hear it's not doing so well now, but I'd still like to check it out before it dies. Chris versus Fashion Square. Chris has gotten himself into a lot of trouble at Fashion Square Mall on numerous occasions over the years. What a shock. On the 5th of August 2004, according to Quick's diary, Chris's attempt to fish for a girlfriend with a red string of fate were cut short by a jerk-off who destroyed that particular Love Quest accessory. By the way, I've done a video on that a long time ago. Go check it out if you want to know more about it. A month later, on the 6th of September, he had another run-in with a security guard who was apparently treated with a rendition of Chris's Lonesome Virgin story, which I'd really love to hear in person. That'd be a great thing to listen to. I want to hear the whole thing. On September 11th, which that's not an important day at all, 2004, saw Chris's first partial ban from the mall, forbidding him from returning without a parent to accompany him, which sounds like something that would happen to a child, but I guess it's befitting for Chris. His diary doesn't explain exactly why he was banned, but sub-episode 1 dramatizes the day's events. Reading between the lines of the comic book version, Chris was loitering and soliciting with his attraction sign, became belligerent with security, and was arrested and removed from the mall. Chris was apparently able to return to the mall unaccompanied by the next spring. So apparently either management changed around or they just didn't fucking care. I could go for either or for an explanation. On the 29th of March 2005, the infamous date with Hannah took place, after which Chris admitted his anguish that led to him being banned from the mall once again. Visiting AIM chat indicates that the ban, which again prevented Chris from going into the mall without a parent, was still in effect towards the end of 2008. That one was actually held up for a while. Chris was seen spurging at the mall, accompanied by his parents in the summer of 2010. Subsequently, on the 31st of August 2010, he was spotted and filmed hanging out at the mall alone. This suggests that either the bans have expired or Chris has managed to evade yet another ban. I could go with either or. In early 2012, Chris leaked Facebook status revealed that he had returned to loitering at the mall on a regular basis. His normal plan at the mall, according to leaks, is to sit and hang out and wait for Mrs. Right. So nothing different. It's good to see that multiple years going by, you didn't learn that that isn't gonna work. It's almost like the definition of insanity. On the 4th of February, he managed to get himself into trouble again by leaving flyers decrying Michael Snyder around the mall. A security guard found them and attempted to speak to Chris about them. Chris then fled from the mall and drove away. On the 31st of March, he managed to get himself, by the way, they didn't really mention years. I'm gonna assume it's the same year, but still. He managed to get himself into trouble for a second time this year, this time by yelling on his phone towards the trolls. Security guards came to confront Chris, but he ended up fleeing from the mall once more. On the 28th of April, Chris released a Facebook message stating that on the 25th of April, he received the ban hammer for getting angry in the mall. Well, he does that a lot. When he answered some calls from trolls. So I guess he was screaming like he always does when he gets calls from trolls. On the 17th of December 2014, an apology letter with a date August 15th was leaked. The letter has Chris blaming trolls and stress for his misdeeds and asking the manager to allow him and Catherine to shop there. And I don't know if I've covered Catherine yet or not. If I haven't, then I need to. On the 26th of December 2014, Chris attempted to evade his ban from GameStop there, dressed like a clown. Tried to vandalize the store's Sonic Boom display, because this is when he was against Sonic Boom. When he failed, a staff member made a move. Chris left, but not before macing an employee in the chest. With the police called in, Chris somehow evaded the arrest at the mall. Reports from a police radio mentioned that Chris was still banned from the mall at that point. On the 20th of March 2018, Chris again trespassed at the mall. As a result, he was sentenced to the therapeutic docket, resulting in the charge ultimately being dropped, because the charges are always dropped and Chris always gets away with it. Who is even shocked at this point? Waiting for $9,001. That's over $9,000. Wow. That's such a funny joke. On the last day of August 2010, the same cameraman who spotted Chris's Friday after 5 posted a brief snippet on YouTube showing Chris slumped in a chair and staring creepily at a young woman at the mall. So nothing new. Chris's email exchanges with Clyde Cash revealed that he was sitting around waiting to be rewarded for destroying his PS3, which is something he actually did thinking he'd get money. The end. The mall has been declining as a whole since the 2010s, which is really sad. That's happening to a lot of malls due to the increasing popularity of online shopping websites like Amazon and eBay, and Fashion Square is no exception. Throughout the late 2010s, several stores in the mall have closed due to dwindling customers. While the mall reported in February 2020 they had been defaulted $45.2 million of loans. While it still operates with 48 stores, restaurants, and booths are still operating, it's a shell of its former self, with only 2 anchor locations left, being the 2 Belk stores, and the effects of COVID-19 pandemic have not likely helped matters. While its fate is uncertain, it's highly likely it may wind up closing for good sometime in the early 2020s. When the Fashion Square Mall was threatened closure on February 2020, Chris wrote on Twitter, "Well, this is most disappointing. Very much a legend in association with myself and my history. Charlottesville-owned Fashion Square Mall is falling on hard times and may become lost. I feel mildly distressed from this event." And of course, Chris would describe it as mildly distressed. And then they talk about all the times it appear in the comics, and then they talk about Chris's made-up version, which I will cover one day in the future. And that was everything you need to know about Charlotte's Fashion Square Mall. Hopefully you guys learned something new today. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.
Power.